Each engine has two starter generators installed on the engine gearbox. The engine starter generators have two functions. First, as a starter that turns the N2 rotor during engine start, and second, as a generator that supplies electrical power after the engine is running. The APU is usually the source of electric power for engine starts. But you can also use power from the generators on the other engine, or external power, or a mix of different power sources. Each engine start uses one or two starter generators. On the ground, each start uses two engine starter generators if they are available, and one starter generator when in flight. There are two fuel igniters in each engine. Operation of the igniters is controlled by the EEC. The EEC uses one or two igniters as necessary to start the engine. Usually one igniter operates during start when the airplane is on the ground, and two igniters operate during restarts on the ground and engine starts in flight. The engine start selectors are on the overhead panel, and the fuel control switches are on the control stand. During pre-flight, you make sure the start selectors are in the normal position, and the fuel control switches are in the cutoff position. To start the engine, you turn the selector to start, then move the fuel control switch to run. Move the left start selector to start. In start, the engine starter generators are energized and turn the engine rotor. Now move the left fuel control switch to. The fuel control switch opens the left spar fuel valve. The engine fuel valve stays closed until the engine is at a specified speed. When the engine is at the correct speed, the EEC energizes the igniter and opens the engine valve to let fuel flow into the engine. When the engine is at starter cutout speed, the torque to the rotor is stopped, and the start selector goes back to the normal position. After the engine is at idle, the EEC de-energizes the ignition system. If the airplane is on the ground and the engine does not start the first time, the EEC automatically tries to start the engine two more times and uses two igniters. If the airplane is in flight, the EEC will repeat attempts to start the engine until it does start or until you move the fuel control switch to cutoff.